Today's
Nice.
show is brought to you by Manscaped. The leaders in below the waistline grooming, baby. You know they get all the delicate spots and make them nice and sweet for you and whoever you like to have a little bit of fun with. But more importantly, man, it just makes the male grooming experience that much better, right? When we talk about that Lawnmower 4.0, we talk about the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, the body wash, that spray, the cologne, you gotta smell good. And like I told you, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, so we all trying to get lucky, okay? But the best way to do that is to use the promo code, right? And that promo code is MOATS. Use that code, you get 20% off of your purchase plus free shipping worldwide. So that way you could be like me and all of our Irish people out there and get lucky come St. Patty's Day. All right? So with that being said, baby, shout out to Manscaped. And trust me on this, your delicate twins will definitely thank you as well. You know I wasn't going to keep having these shows and not talk about some Buffalo Bills. Because Deke sent this guy to me, actually. Deke texted me like in the middle of the night, was like, bro, you know the Buffalo Bills just got...
What's the inside
They
scoop,
just
man?
released John Feliciano, man. Come on, bro, tell me everything I need to know about him. And I was like, yo, Deke. It's like, Deke, man, you got to relax, man. You got to relax, man. You know, it's a Buffalo guy. No, man. I love this dude, man. I watch the Bills all the time, and I know what he could do. He plays left guard predominantly, but he could bump over to the right. You got position flexibility, a veteran, all this other stuff. Deke was going off. Face got red. You would have thought that Levin Madden was on the phone with him the way that he was blushing. It was crazy. But with John Feliciano, man, I do like him a lot. I think that he's a guy that could 100% help us. Proven guy, left guard. That's where he played predominantly up in Buffalo. But at the same time, bumped over to the right guard spot as well. Biggest reason why he's getting released is the money part of it. They save, I think it's $3.3 million in a cap space, and Buffalo is trying to move some other pieces. Cole Beasley is potentially another one of those guys. They're trying to, make some moves on to just continue to get them more money and things like that. So I do like John Feliciano a lot. I think that, he helps you in terms of, first off, getting legit size in there as well, right? Because I know we flirted with, would you put Kendrick Green at guard? Kendrick Green would be a small guard. I think it would be the second smallest guard that would start in the NFL right now. I don't like that, whereas John is going to give you prototypical size. John is going to give you a big body in terms of being able to move people in the run game. He pulls as well. And he, like I said, he's not an all-world guard, but he is a quality NFL caliber starting guard. And when I think of us building up our roster, regardless of what we do at quarterback, he is a guy that you consider. I also think of, before we actually go to anyone else, I would think of just, what are your thoughts on John, man? Would you like to have him here on the squad, man?
I don't know too much about him. Here's my question then, if I would want him or not. Better than Trey Turner?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
sure, we can take him. And you think the
Yes.
contract would be similar then?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would. Yes, indeed. But like I said, I like the fact that he has the position flexibility as well. He could go left guard or right guard. So we know
What he
Kevin,
could go
that's
left, and we
that's
get
what I'm saying.
Dotson back to his main spot, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because John is a natural left, but he can play right with no problem. And that's the thing for me, where it's like when you got that type of flexibility, it just gives you more options. It gives you more ways to handle, building the roster up or making some potential moves with the roster. So that's the thing that I do like a lot about John in that avenue. And like I said, man, he's a veteran. He's a guy that's been in the league. He's been in big games. Playing in Buffalo, man, he's been in some big moments. And he's played with an all-world quarterback in Josh Allen as well, man. So with that, man, like I said, it makes a lot of sense to me to bring in a guy like him if, he's willing to come over here. And I don't see why he necessarily wouldn't want to. But, I definitely like him, though. I do.
And we're looking for a line help. Yeah,
absolutely.
Just the guy. And as long as you say he's better than Turner, then sure.
Absolutely.
100%.
But shoot, even if he was, think about this, even if he was just as good as Turner, what are we doing here? Are we drafting another guard? Are we gonna move Kendrick Green to that left guard spot or right guard spot? Like, what's the play right there? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because we said Trey Turner was still probably one of our best linemen last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fell off a little bit at the end.
Still one of our best linemen last year.
No, he was. And that's not saying
it's that simple.
That's my point.
But we can't have this optimism about these other players on that old line that were definitely worse than Trey Turner and act like, man, if he's not better than Trey, we shouldn't consider him. That's all I'm saying.
Right now, Dotson's the one I'd be most optimistic about for sure. Mm-hmm. Dan Moore, just for the 4th round pick, rookie last year, could he make that first to second year jump? But yeah, I mean, Trey Turner, I think in terms of optimism, like if we brought Trey Turner back, I would expect him, as the line sits right now, to probably be the second best offensive lineman after Dotson. And that's with Dotson making a jump. I mean, he was banged up a little bit last year and everything. But that's just
don't you start doing. Don't you start making all them excuses again. Come on now. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. He was a little
Dawson, man. Come on.
He was a little this. He was a little that. He was a little this. He was a little that. Come on now. Come on now. He was a little bit in the doghouse apparently as well with the coaches.
Maybe you bring back Feliciano and Turner as competition for Dotson, right?
I'm fine with that as well.
I thought you
didn't want Dotson competition. That was the difference.
I don't want that. I don't want that. But I see how the rumors are flying around in the media with Dotson and how I guess maybe the Steelers or someone's plugging that out there, especially with DK last year trying to motivate Dotson. I see how that works. I see how people are trying to do that with Dotson. Absolutely. I'm not the biggest fan, but if that's what they think will motivate them, I could see them maybe bringing in a couple guards.
All right, and last name we'll bring up, right, because I do got to get ready to roll out of this thing, man. But the last name, the last name I wanted to bring up though is what about Roger Saffold? He's another guy that has just been released and he's available. All Pro, no, not All Pro. He was a Pro Bowl guard for the Tennessee Titans as well. What are your thoughts on him? Because I think that he's a good player, proven player. He's going to cost more though than a John Feliciano, but he is a better player than John Feliciano as well.
I think we got to look up to see what Titans people think about him too. But initially, it's kind of the same thing with Feliciano. You bring in a guy for the offensive line, proven, hopefully cheap because of his age at 33. Yeah. I'm just wondering, are the Titans people viewing this as like us letting go of like Al last year?
Okay.
Because of the big name. Other teams are excited, but they're actually kind of like, it was time to move on. That's what I wonder. That's all with him. See. I mean, we could probably look it up because it might just be
or
he
what
was
if
too
it's
much
like
capping.
Steven Nelson? What if it was like Steven Nelson? How
that's what I mean.
Talk bad about Steven Nelson?
It could be one or the other.
Nah, that's
Oh, yeah. It depends on who you ask.
And remember, even with the Chiefs,
I view Steven Nelson highly.
Yeah, but when we got Steven Nelson from the Chiefs, what were Chiefs fans saying? Think about that. Okay, so that's my only thing of like I don't put a lot of stock in that part. I would much rather just watch tape of him because plenty of people said that, man, this is a terrible option for us to pay Steven Nelson what we paid him. A ton of Chiefs fans and media. So, I mean, he's a bad player, but you don't want that guy. I mean, you overpaid for him. And we saw what he did here. And then we saw when he left here how he still was playing at a high level, even though we tried to bash him. Not all of us, but a certain amount of fans did try to bash him on the way out as well. That's my only thing. That's my only reasoning behind why I don't put as much stock in that part of it. And you guys think,
so you like him then too?
And Al still went over there and started, 16 games? Just think of 17 games. Think about that, man. It's crazy.
Wasn't pretty, but yeah.
Yeah, but you got a 17-game start out of it. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah. What do you think about Saffold then? You want him?
Oh, like I said, it depends on what we do at quarterback. If we're spending to get a Deshaun Watson, then
we can't even afford him.
Then give me Feliciano. But if we're not going to spend on a Deshaun Watson, then give me a Roger Saffold because I just think that you're going to get better productivity, a more proven commodity out of him. But it really depends on what we want to do with this quarterback situation. You can't pay a Roger Saffold if you're going to get, like I said, a high-end quarterback. But if we're going to roll with, even a Jameis to an extent, like it can't be the Jimmy G. It can't be a Mitch Trubisky if he's trying to get 20-something million. Like it can't be that and we get Roger Saffold. It's one or the other. So that's kind of how I look at it. So if we're going Jameis or under him in terms of like pay grade and productivity, then man, you go ahead and you get Roger Saffold and you roll with that. But any other of these higher end guys, give me John Feliciano. I think that he is a more cost efficient player and he's good enough and he's already played on winning teams. So he knows what it's going to take to help you win in the postseason as well.
Trubisky up to 20 now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to pay Trubisky none of that money. Like, you tripping.
His stock is skyrocketing.
Yeah, I'm like, why y'all keep – and that's the part. I'm like, y'all just keep talking about it and then it just goes higher. I'm like, why? Like, I'm good on that, man. That he don't move my needle like that, baby.